Thank you for coming to note 4, the last one for today. So thank you. I appreciate your time. So I've come many different conferences. I told Bob, I think this is my top 3 conferences. I feel a good kinship with different people who are on mission, want to not here for a popularity contest to try to look cool or try to find their soulmate. No, they're here for a mission. They're here to serve God. So I mean, that really, I feel good to be with serious, a good quality. So, but I have to be honest. You know, sometimes very awkward for me to go to conferences like this. Not blaming the conference itself, but I've gone to so many, and elevators, if I go into an elevator, it's like, please don't let anyone else there be inside the elevator. If the cafeteria line, I'm just like, if I'm alone, I'm not signing, it's like, oh no. Like, why am I anxious about that? If I'm walking into the hall, I'm not sure, but I become anxious about that kind of environment. And it happened again. Carrie was a witness about 20 minutes ago. I was just staring outside the window, thinking, praying before I got here, going through my message, and I didn't know it, but a woman was behind me talking, and I just happened at the right moment, just turned sideways, and she was like, I saw her body and I'm sorry, you talking to me? I'm sorry, I didn't know. Do you mind? And she started talking. I didn't understand what she was saying, but she was kind of like pointing. And I got it. She was trying to find the room, IV2. I said, no, it's downstairs over there. And she went down there. She opened the door, like outside. These are not classrooms. So she came back upstairs, and then she said, I said, you didn't find it? There's no, I'll walk with you. There's no classroom, the outside classrooms. You have to go outside, and then you go into IV2. And so we're going to go together. So we started going down together. Carrie's coming. I was like, yo, so right there, she went in. The point is, I miss, and I get anxious about social situations because I don't hear what they're saying to me. They think you're rude. No, I just didn't hear it. I'm sorry. And so that's been my experience growing up. And when I was in youth ministry, I had a great Catholic youth ministry and a great non-denominational youth ministry. Both were great into my life, and just a precious time. At the same time, there were so many situations like what just happened. People start talking to me, and I don't hear it. And it becomes awkward, you know, it becomes kind of uncomfortable. When I was in youth ministry, people would try to get ahead, capture, they would always describe me. They would, oh, hold on, that's Matt. Man, he can't hear. He's awesome, but he can't hear. I said, oh, thank you for catching that, and they'll try to work it out. Or they would try to get ahead. They'd be like, okay, I know Matt's not going to hear what's going on. They would try to introduce me. They'd be like, hey, this is Matt. He's awesome. He's 15 years old. He does everything normal kids do, but he can't hear. He's hearing impaired. I said, okay, thank you. Their heart was amazing. Their heart was just warm, trying to protect me, trying to honor me. And I just thought, I'm looking back, I'm not putting it down, but that language, he's awesome, but there's one thing that's broken inside of him that doesn't work well. That kind of framework subconsciously made me think, if I could just fix that one thing, I'd become whole, I'd be functional. And so I start praying for healing. Please, Lord, hear this hearing. If I can hear better, I will finally get a girlfriend. Please, Lord, if you can hear this, I would enjoy school. I would enjoy church. I'd interact. Right? You want me to become hearing. But the odd thing was the opposite happened. It became more and more awkward because I was losing more and more hearing. And tendinitis the ringing of the ears. When your nerves start to die, your ears ring louder and louder and louder. It's like, Lord, did you hear my prayer? The right one? I said I want more, I want better. But no, the opposite. And so okay, what are you trying to teach me about this deafness? What is it about deafness that I didn't know? So my prayers continued, and then it's like, it kind of hit me. It's like, wait a minute. I read about Moses. He was going to go save the Israelites, and he didn't want to. He was kind of nervous about it. And he said, no, I'm slow of speech. I can't. I need someone else. Then they got Aaron. Then he made more and more excuses. No, it's not. No, I can't. The Lord's like, no, you go. You help free the Israelites from slavery. Moses kept making excuses, and then finally God said, okay. Who makes a man deaf or mute? Who makes a man see or blind? Who makes the person that not I, the Lord? It kind of, wait a minute. That kind of hit me that it was not an accident. It was not something that just random. It was something that, no, this is a design. It's not a design flaw. It's the design. The very specific way God created people. And so I just started developing that mindset of this is not a deficiency. I was like Moses. There's something wrong. There's something broken. But God was like, no, this is not something broken. This is something I designed. When I made you in your mother's womb, I knew what I was doing. All of your characteristics, all of your skin colors, all of your personalities, everything God designed was not, it was made up way ahead before it arrived. So, okay, so I am created deaf in the image of God. So I am not a broken human person. I am a person that uses sign language to navigate the world. There's no but. He is great, but he is awesome, but he's just kind of broken human person. So that mind shift of deafness is not a loss, it's potential. And let me tell you, now deaf people all over the world have the same amazing abilities as their hearing peers. And can you imagine that only about 57, make sure my numbers are right, 53% of all deaf people in America have a job. 53% only. Canada, only 37% of all deaf people have a job. So that I have so many deaf friends that are just excellent and amazing and have skills, but it doesn't make economic sense for companies to hire them. They have to pay for the interpreter. My work, YFC Deaf Teen Quest, they pay me salary, plus they pay about $18,000 every year in my budget for interpreters. That does not make economic sense. But they made access because they thought he is not a person with a deficiency. He's a person with potential. He's a person that can provide value in the world. He's not a broken human person. No, he's made in God's His image. There's no but, it's kind of broken or awkward, the accident. There's none of that. So we imagine, we look back in 2000 when I started working in Deaf Youth Ministry, there was nothing full-time, nothing for deaf people to lead an organization, to lead a youth ministry. You could and side part-time with the church. There's nothing for a full-time. I went to college, got good grades, have a master's degree, and all this stuff, all this training, and all this stuff, but no job available. And back then, for deaf ministry organizations, all were led by hearing people. And I had a list on this PowerPoint up there of all the deaf ministries a long time ago. They were led by hearing men, but praise God, they saw, you know what? Deaf people can't do everything a hearing person can. And they started intentionally looking for opportunities to raise up deaf people, so their mind shift from they are broken hearing people to know they're fully capable of leading the ministry. So I'd like for this Anglican Church and all these other ministries to adopt a new mindset. They're not broken hearing people. They're fully capable of doing the job. So now we have Deaf Mission, we have YFC DTQ, Deaf Harbor, Deaf Street Light. We have those kind of, they still have a hearing person top high. And they have Silent Blessings. They have a list that are now led by deaf people because someone saw deafness is not a deficiency. They saw that has potential to lead deaf people. So that just today's message is more about thinking, changing our mindset. Is it brokenness? No. It's the characteristic. It's like a person is a woman or a man. They call me sexually impaired because I'm not a woman. No, I mean, they're designed exactly the way they are. and so you're hearing impaired because you're not hearing? No. This is a very beautiful part of God, His body. And so thank you, Carrie, reminded me. So if you're hearing, are you guys deaf impaired? No, wait. You have to be, words have meaning. And so we want to make sure that we don't want to subconsciously communicate, you are awesome, but you have one broken thing in you. It's like, no. Yeah. So thank you. So boom, hit my time limit. You can open up for questions if you'd like. Yeah, so I want to share a little bit about DTQ, my work, my ministry. If you think of deaf, hearing teenagers, when you guys were teenagers, you still had, most of you are hearing, you still had, grandparents, and you could hear them. Is that right? Aunts and uncles, you could hear what they were saying. Cousins, brothers and sisters, TV, radio, church. I mean, you had like all these things you could listen to when you were going through puberty. Your bodies, your brain were just flooded with chemicals. It was God's way of helping your body mature. And just all these clouds and emotions, your body changing, your voice is changing, and all these trying to navigate the world and all this stuff. Hearing kids had natural support. They could hear different people come alongside them and interact. But a deaf kid, where 80% of their parents don't sing and don't hear brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles, grandparents, cousins, and all these extended family members. So how did the deaf kid navigate the world? It's already difficult for a hearing kid with the body changes to go through life. But now you have a deaf kid with no communication access, and again, it's not a broken part of them, it's just the way the world is. Communication access is gone. So okay, then we have to come alongside. Those teen years make or break years. If you go well, get through, you survive, man, you can thrive later. But if you don't make it well, it's really difficult to recover, to go back up to become a normal functioning adult. So we are committed to reaching lost, deaf, and hard of hearing teenagers during their sensitive, vulnerable years, to come alongside them, care for them, lift them up, listen, communicate, express, and chat. I'll just let you know, it's very difficult, very messy, very explosive sometimes, but it's worth it. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like hard things and hard people, and I'm just not afraid of messy teenagers. Because I was a very messy teenager, very dark place, very difficult situation, losing my hearing, I don't know how I'm going to survive, but a youth ministry saved my life. They came alongside me, a man named Todd Bessie came alongside me, helped lift up, helped support, like survive, got through those hormones, got through that sullen teenage behavior, got through that disappointment, got through acne, whatever, and just made it because he was willing to come alongside me. So I thought, wow, every kid has that opportunity. It doesn't matter hearing or deaf. No. There's a lot of deaf, hard of hearing teenagers out there that don't have that opportunity. So Bob and Kathy both actually founded it and set it up, got the ball rolling, did the hard work. You know, like 80% of the airplane was taken off, 80% of the fuel just spent getting it off the ground. And then you coast. But he did the hard work of launching it, all that energy, gotten it up, and I just kind of coast. Keep it going. So just to get that vision of deaf kids, teenagers, full of potential. They're not broken hearing kids, but they live in a world that, you know, it's really difficult to navigate. But deafness is not the problem. It's just that loss of communication that causes the problem. Yes, Lori.
When some people bring like this information, can we give to others to help
So
them?
I mean, like the general audience. So maybe our website, our Facebook, I have my business card. I mean, all of our website, social media always has Deaf Teen Quest. So Bob Ayers has written a book about this, so please, if you look and find this on the internet, you'll find there's plenty of resources for coming along and loving and grade and chatting with deaf, hard of hearing teenagers. And I feel like I've been for over a year, I've been writing a book about the best practices for deaf youth ministry. We're getting so close to finishing, we'll release it. And it's just not like a simple kind of fun, it's just come, play, and then go home. It's very, very, it requires the character to invest and intentionally spend time with them. So we've counted like a ministry site like, for example, in Florida, we actually have 4. Pensacola, Jacksonville Middle School, High School, then St. Augustine, Florida. And we have Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis, all together about 16 different ministry areas. Probably more now. So,
questions?
Yeah.
I'm a hearing kid of a deaf
deaf parents from China.
Oh, so you're Coda from China.
Kodak. And but I'm very ashamed. I feel like very ashamed to be the hearing kid of deaf parents in that hearing world, interacting with other hearing kids. But I feel like they humiliate the deafness of my parents. So that created a tension in me. Part of me like felt I still want to communicate with my deaf parents. I want to learn sign, but this part of me like feel ashamed of their deafness, and then part of me like felt like ashamed of me not loving my parents and who they are. And now I feel like according to this Matt, I felt like I kind of really, because now I kind of embrace that it's very difficult for Coda to, because I am a kid and my parents growing up as deaf in China, they didn't have emotional resources, support enough to know how to be a parent, how to survive in society, and they put a lot of pressure in me, and all together with all my grown needs and the responsibility they put on me, that just create like triple burdens for me to learn how to communicate with them, and that just all together, like it just felt like it's layer after layer burden on me, and that just blocked my ability to be able to communicate with them, and that, I mean, it's just become a vicious cycle in me. So I just want to bring this, and I feel like this is not my own issue, it's the issue for most Coda. So I want to hear, like, if you have any thoughts, experience, or maybe you can just write it for me. I really want to reconcile with my parents. I really want to learn sign language, but this, I mean, spiritual, emotional burdens and whatever that is, just block my ability to be able to do that. So I need support.
First, I just want to let you know that everything you said made perfect sense and beautiful. It was nothing to be ashamed of. So thank you for your honesty and vulnerability. That was so what you experienced. I just want to make sure you don't beat yourself up too much, because there's so many coders out there where deaf parents are just so dependent on, but that's not fair to the coder. Hold on a second. That's your issue as a deaf person. It's not the coder's responsibility to fix all their issues. I have 2 coder kids myself, 2 boys, and I'm very careful. Okay, you are not responsible for my deafness. You are not responsible for making sure the word works for me. So I am an independent deaf person. I can function on my own. I don't want you to feel that extra pressure. So please know that all of us here know the pressure of being Coda. And so I think it would be great if you could have grabbed some adult time with who would know what you go through. Lori's Coda. I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me. Lori, not that Lori, this Lori is Coda. So I think she has a lot of experience with trauma with her own deaf parents. Just don't have a lot of time. You just need to know that you don't need to beat yourself up. You know, they don't have to feel guilty. I made a huge mistake. No. Very natural what happened, unfortunately. So not alone.
You don't have to walk the road alone. You have all of us actually to support you as well as a family here. So we can walk together through this.
So thank you. So I think if it's okay with you guys, we'll pray for you and pray for this, if that's all right. So just Lord, lift it up. It's difficult. Be deaf sometimes. It's just it's a beautiful thing, but the brokenness of the word just interrupt things that you created, things you designed, things that were wonderful, made for your purpose, for your pleasure, just got interrupted. that you can redeem this and take this broken thing and make it beautiful again. We pray that you develop this to help glorify your name, glorify your kingdom, and we pray through Jesus' name to bring that healing, that reconciliation, that healthiness, the boundaries, the empathy, the wisdom, just to navigate difficult situations. We love you and pray in Jesus' name. Amen.